Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting edition of The Concrete Pond. I'm your host, Chip Dynamo.
And I am Jean-Claude LeFleur, Cup Champion.
Well, Jean-Claude, last week we went back to a little 5-on-5 action at The Concrete Pond, and we were blown away with the help of Melissa Tank Septon-Duggan.
Yes, we were. She got there early enough to help clean off the rink. It was filled with debris from a week not being there, and it was good to have all of her help.
And a great turnout by all. We, again, were 5-on-5, but the biggest surprise might have been Patrick Big Bear D'Lo, who took up the cage. What did you think?
I'm going to tell you something. We were concerned for a minute about the goaltending being lack of goaltenders, and now we got the Big Bear there, playing like a champion, some of the best goaltending we've seen in months, and we've got goalies coming out our ears now.
We do. We had a chance to catch up with the Big Bear right there at the first intermission. Here's what the Big Bear had to say about his performance thus far.
It was like a life-size pinball machine. I'm bouncing, I'm zigging, I'm zagging, I'm like in the Matrix. But my back really kind of hurts now. I'm not quite as old as the rest of you guys, but I'm getting there. But someday, soon, you too will feel the cage. I'm
Hey, Bum out here. Today's game, we have a new goalie, Patrick D'Lo.
What's that? This.
Patrick,
This
very much younger. Big unit. Like the big unit, very big. Impressive performance so far. The only thing I didn't like, one critique, don't mess with me about my age. We still always have a stick for you.
Well, how about the Big Bear? He did a great job, didn't he?
You know, Patrick is a forward by trade, but his goaltending is fabulous because he plays that position like he plays the game of life with love.
I didn't know that. And he's one of the younger guys out there. He mentioned, I think he's probably in his late 30s, maybe the early 40s. I'm not sure. But speaking of youngsters, we had a chance to catch up with a couple youngsters out there. In fact, the Twins had a little comment about playing out there with the older folks.
Yes, they did. Those two gals are very good players. They play for some player here in town. Her name is Hot Dog, Corn Dog, some kind of a dog, Pronto Pop Dog. Anywho, here's what these girls had to say.
They're kind of old, but I mean, it's okay because it's
Old?
fun. But
Who are you talking about old? Who's old here? Nobody's old here.
okay.
Yeah, the gals are having a good time. They're really fitting in, and it's a whole lot of fun, isn't it?
It's very fun to have the young players out there, and they are very skilled, they're very knowledgeable, and they really like to run around those little guys out there and kind of laugh at them a little bit behind their back.
Yeah, in fact, Dahlia, she's a great sport. She had a little bump on her noggin, and we went ahead and asked her about that as well, and here's what she had to say.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all concerned we see a head wound on you right there. Did that happen out here on the pond? What happened?
Yep.
Which guy
exactly
was it?
that.
Which number was it? We'll get him back. Which
Quinn.
number? Huh?
Quinn.
Oh. We got him.
Tell the real story.
I burnt it with a curling
He
iron.
didn't say you.
And you're putting it on the old guys.
Yeah.
Watch out for those kids. Well, let's hope she recovers. I mean, those curling irons can be very dangerous, can't they?
Yes, you know, being a hairdresser myself back in the day, as Jean-Claude, Cup Champion, hairdresser also, yes, those curling irons can be quite a bummer.
You ever curl your beard, JC?
Yes, I have, very much.
Great. Now, looking forward to next weekend. We've got a big weekend coming our way, and we're hoping, weather permitting, we'll be out there on the concrete pond once more.
Yes, you know, the play on the pond is so much more wide open than it is at the Commodore Cave because it's a brick house.
Ow!
But the openness of the pond is what we really enjoy. It gives a lot of openness.
That's true. It is openness. And speaking of openness, the gates are going to be wide open at the cages. In fact, we've got a wide open opportunity for two goalies. They're going to be showing up, and we're excited because these are two new goalies, fresh faces coming on out.
Yes. Now, one of them has been playing goalie for a long time. But apparently he's never played street hockey goalie. So it should be fun to see how he adapts to the game with the ball.
So, Brian Erickson, if you're out there watching, we look forward to seeing you and JD, the creature. We're going to see you creeping on up on us on Saturday morning. Looking forward to seeing it and having these two fellas in the net.
Yes, we are. And our other goalie, our senior goalie, and not senior because his birthday was this week and he's 59 years old, Von Bauer is willing to take these young goalies underneath his wing and show them the ropes of the street hockey with the ball that goes here, everywhere here.
But let's just face it. Having Von Bauer play out, that's a scary thing for a goalie because that guy's got a rocket of a shot.
He has had many shots taken at him. He's taken plenty to the head, which is very obvious in any of the interviews that you've seen that he's had. But he can shoot that ball and that puck like a rocket, and he's not afraid to go after goalie's heads.
That's so true. Now, this past week, we had a chance to appear on the Rink of Dreams. I actually sat through StreamYard and talked to Barry Shelley. And that was a great little interview. In fact, folks, if you got 40 minutes of time you'll never get back, you'll want to tune into that and check it out on the Rink of Dreams. In fact, I would encourage all the folks at Senior Paha, tune into the Rink of Dreams, become part of the friends list there, and also look for an opportunity because Barry, the Snake Shelley, is actually offering to you to join him on StreamYard, and he's doing these live shows a couple times a week.
Yes. Now, that 40 minutes that Chip was talking about, I was actually here on set while Chip did that, and I watched it 3 times since then. So, if you do the math, that's 160 minutes of time that I've spent on this, and I've enjoyed every one of them.
Well, and you mentioned numbers. Let's just talk about the numbers. Last week's video, 110 so far. 110 views. It's incredible. We've got 110 views, and we've got a studio full of folks out here.
Yes.
Beyond that, JC, we've got 25 subscribers now on YouTube, which is a quarter of 100, which is crazy. I never thought we'd see numbers like this.
No. We were hoping at very first to get 3, 4, maybe 5 viewers, and now we're up to 25.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, you think about family, you reach out, say, hey, get your parents involved, get your friends involved, but all of a sudden now 25, that's really a monumental number because that is a quarter of 100.
Yes, when I saw that number the other day, it was touching.
Hang in there.
Yeah,
You've earned it. You deserve it. You put in a lot of work. Speaking of putting in a lot of work, this show isn't possible, and it came up during Barry's show. He mentioned thousands of dollars, and we don't like to think about this show in terms of money. It does have value, but not monetary value. The real value is in the heart, and it's because there's 12 people with a huge heart that participate in this show each and every week, and it's incredible what they're willing to do on behalf of the Concrete Pond. You know these folks, they're like our family, JC.
The sacrifices they make to their own family. When their kids say, I need help with my math, and they say, the show must go on. Chip and JC need us.
There's a whole lot of stupid kids out there because their parents are too busy doing this show. And that's great by us, and we really appreciate it. Just to put it in perspective, folks, here's what it takes. We have post-production meetings. We have our storyboard meetings. Then we have the pregame special, and that's going to be about 4, maybe 5 days. 8-hour days, 40 hours a week. It takes a whole lot of folks. In fact, it doesn't take a village. It takes more than that. And those folks are right here on the set right now tonight to make sure that we're getting this show live to you.
Yes, they are. And I'd like everyone right now just to maybe hit a like on the page for the crew.
That's it. And subscribe to YouTube, and also having a big round of applause in the studio for these folks that put it together. Thank you. All right, and with that, JC, I don't know if you have anything else you'd like to add to the show because, let's face it, we're a pretty big deal, and we got to get going.
Tell you something. I have got several plans for this evening. Sharon's been calling, Victoria from Chilliwack calling. I'm trying to just get out of here unscathed. But I'm just telling you, I'm very excited for this week, for the new goaltenders, for the young players to come out and play, and for a chance, again, for me, Jean-Claude, Cup champion, to score another hat trick.
And it's always a good turnout, folks. We look forward to seeing you. And once again, a reminder, we're going to be out there at 89th and Claiborne on the Concrete Pond. That's right here, smack dab in the middle of Portland, Oregon. But here's what we got to remember. Weather permitting. So you have to tune in that Facebook page, get on that Senior Paha page on Facebook, and make sure you're checking in because it could be a game day announcement if we're going to change the venue. And you'll want to stay tuned to that because we don't want to miss you, and we don't want you to miss us.
We've been known to change the venue as early as 6 o'clock, day of game.
If it has to happen, it has to happen. It's all about player safety.
Yes, it
and
is.
with that, JC, I'd like to say thanks to all our viewers and, of course, all the wonderful folks here that make this happen. And couldn't do it without you, quite honestly. Really couldn't. We're the talent. We show up. We're a pretty big deal, and we make it happen. But at the end of the day, we're standing on your shoulders making it happen, too. Thanks to all that did it.
Thank you very much. All you out there, very much. Thank you. And thank you, Chip, for who you are.
Thank you, JC. And with that, folks, I'm your host, Chip Dynamo.
And I'm Jean-Claude LeFleur, Cup champion.
And you've been watching the Concrete Pond. And remember,
if you don't got a stick, we got a stick for you.
Good night, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you.